Greetings to everybody. Welcome to another Q&A meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join by submitting your question one at a time. Please be precise and brief. If this is your first time, please also let me know where you come from. And also, please let me know how's the audio and video. Are they working okay? I shall start reading your comments and questions. Jowu Bante Satu. Terence T. H. Lee, wishing Ajahn well and happy. Thanks for your Dhamma teaching. Kenneth Han, good morning, Ajahn. You are clear. Thank you. Joe, clear and okay. Thank you. Kenneth Tan Kibok, greetings, Ajahn. May you be well and happy. Thank you. Kim Ed Shore, greetings, Ajahn. And everything is working well. Alvin Lee, good morning, Ajahn. Audio and video are good. Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you. Upui C. Kumara, good morning, Ajahn. Upui from Sri Lanka. Thank you. Welcome to our program. Hope you can learn something and use it to your benefit. Alfredo Vilela, hi Bante, hi Ubeka, how are you? Must be late for you. Punami Tan, good day Bante, may you be well. Thank you. Question from Savi, Sri Lanka. Question number 1. When one reaches the state of enlightenment, how it is confirmed to himself for the first time that he is truly enlightened? He can get rid of the dukkha that he can get rid of the dukkha which are being caused by delusion. So when he understands the truth, then the dukkha that is caused by delusion will disappear, such as the delusion to think that the body is yourself. Once you become enlightened and you know that the body is not you, then you will have no fear of whatever happens to your body. Anything can happen to your body and it will not cause you any dukkha, any stress or suffering. You see the body in a different light. You see the body as being somebody else, not yourself. You are not the body. You are the one who knows, who used the body to take you around, to do things for you. Your body is just your servant. You are the master. And you don't, anything happen to the body doesn't happen to you. So this is something you will see for yourself when you become enlightened. Liberty Lee, good day, Ajahn. Good day to you. Pon Pin Pak, Namaskar Ajahn. Sadhu, thank you. Bruce Lee, Alam Saya, Namaskar Ajahn. Audio, video are good. Nice to see you again. Thank you. Nandapat Pramsuwong, Namaskar with my respect, Ajahn. Thank you for your teaching. You're welcome. Manvimon ล่วงมัชชา นมัสการอาจารย์ ชมพู MTR สาธุสาธุ Question number 2 from Savage, Sri Lanka. If one's mind is always focused to the impermanence of things and not get attracted to worldly things, does it expedite teaching, reaching meditation success? It will help, but the first stage of practice, one doesn't want to focus on impermanence. One wants to focus on the movement of the body or on a mantra to get the mind to become concentrated, calm, peaceful, and happy. And after that, one can then focus on the impermanence of things to reach enlightenment. Lim Ho, Sadhu, Sadhu. Hopkins, Sadhu, Sadhu. Patarapan Bosuk, Sadhu, Sadhu. EOSC, good to see Ajahn on arms round this morning. I respect and thank you for Ajahn's teaching. You're welcome. Nong Lin, Sadhu, Sadhu. MG Ong Mayo. Namaste Bante. Watching from Myanmar. Thank you for the information. I hope everything is okay in Myanmar. I hope everybody can still practice the Buddha's teaching. Om Mayo, Sadhu, Sadhu. Adeline Chin, good afternoon, Dhanajan. Good afternoon to you, Adeline. Goe RC, Sadhu, Sadhu. Upu C. Kumara. Dear Ajahn, question: here in Sri Lanka, people believe that for every person there is a heavenly being to protective God. Can that happen? I have heard that heavenly beings don't come close to our people. Is that true? Can they support people to overcome difficulties? Thanks. According to the teaching, the Buddha said that if you practice loving kindness or metta, one of the result or one of the consequence is that you will be loved by all beings, and you will be protected by the devas. So you have to be a good person. Not everybody will be protected by devas. Devas will protect good people with loving kindness. Because people with loving kindness doesn't hurt other people, only help and make other people happy. So according to the sutta, or the result of practicing, one of the 10 benefits you get from practicing loving kindness is that you will be protected by the devas. So the answer is not everybody is protected by a deva. It depends on whether you are a good or bad person. If you are a good person, you will be protected by the devas. Antonio Silva, Sadhu Sadhu, thank you for teaching us. You're welcome. Ajahn, good afternoon, Ajahn. Good afternoon to you. Chi Chin Chuan, dear Ajahn, should I suppress my anger and keep to myself, or just vent it out to stop from thinking of it after that? You will have to suppress it in the correct way. The correct way to suppress your anger is to use mindfulness, such as reciting a mantra or do some chanting. Keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto until your anger subsides, or keep chanting a sutta until your anger subsides, then you can stop. This is one of the two ways of getting rid of your anger. But using mindfulness will only get rid of it temporarily. If you want to get rid of your anger permanently, you have to use wisdom. That is, you have to know that the cause of your anger comes from your cravings, desire. When you want something and when you cannot get what you want, you become angry. So if you don't want anything from anybody, then you won't get angry. This is the permanent way of getting rid of your anger. Never want anything from anybody or anything. Then you will never get angry. Liberty Lee, Tanajan, is it necessary that we only focus on the original 5 Nikaya by Lord Gautama only, because the other commentaries are not mentioned by Lord Gautama? I think the commentaries are supposed to help explain, make you understand better, because sometimes in the main Nikaya, the text does not go into detail, and so that's where the commentary comes in. So you can read the commentaries, and if you find they are beneficial, then why not? But if you find that they don't help explain to you better, then you can just disregard it. The point of studying is to get a clear understanding of what you are supposed to do. Once you know what to do or how to do, then that's it. That's the purpose of studying the text. Antonio Silva, Long Paul, could you explain how do you use all information of Satipatthana Sutta for our own practice? Well, the Satipatthana Sutta is composed of three directions. The first one is how to be mindful. First, you have to develop mindfulness in order to be able to practice the second step, which is samadhi, concentration, or calm, or peace of mind. First, you have to have mindfulness. Then you have to meditate to get into jhana. Once you have developed strong jhana, when you come out of jhana, then you can contemplate or study the nature of the body first, and then when you finish with the body, when you have totally relinquished your attachment to the body, and you study the nature of feeling. And then when you have relinquished completely your attachment to feelings, then you study the nature of the mind itself to get rid of your attachment to the mental states that keep changing within the mind. This is basically what the fourth Satipatthana Sutta is about. First, the practice of mindfulness by being constantly aware or focused on your body movement. And then when you have strong mindfulness, you can meditate by watching your breath. And once you have reached jhana, you want to keep practicing this part until you become very proficient, to the point where you can enter into jhana anytime. Once you have done that, then the next step is to teach the mind the nature of the body, followed by the nature of feelings and the nature of the mind. That they are all anicca, dukkha, anatta. It is painful to be attached to them. If you don't want to be hurt, then you have to let go of your attachment to the body, feelings, and the mental states. So this is basically what the Satipatthana Sutta is about. So you have to practice step by step, not all of them at the same time. First, you have to develop continuous mindfulness that will enable you to enter into jhana anytime, anywhere. Once you have that, then you can, when you come out of jhana, you can then study the nature of the body first. After you have let go of the body, then you study the nature of anicca, of feelings. Once you have let go of your attachment to feelings, then you study the nature of the mental states to let go of your attachment. Once you have done the last step, you will become fully enlightened, and your work will be over. Antonio Silva, Long Paul, could you explain how to use all information? Okay, just answer this question. Bidim Suki Hotu Tanajan Satu Satu Kim Bunchu Satu Satu. Antonio Silva, I was reading Beyond Birth and it's very inspiring. Okay, I'm glad to hear that it is helping you to be more inspired by the Buddha's teaching. Bangsa JW, Namaskar, Tan Prajan. Kim Bunchu, good afternoon, Ajahn. Po Tin Ui. Tan Ajahn, are all cravings unwholesome? Are there such thing as wholesome craving? Yes, the craving to practice Dhamma, this is considered wholesome. The cravings are the desire to give, to charity, to keep the precepts, and to meditate. These are all considered to be good desire or good cravings. Tony Yip, Sadhu, Sadhu. Antonio Silva, thank you, Ajahn. You're welcome. Utaitip Paul, Sadhu, Sadhu. Falling soon. How do we manage to be aware of ignorance? By studying the teaching of the Buddha. Then you'll find out that what you know is all ignorant, such as to see that your body is yourself. This is ignorant. The Buddha said the body is not yourself. So you have to study the teaching of the Buddha in order to see ignorance. Chi Chin Chuan. Dear Ajahn, is it true when we chant Parita, Deva will protect us and evil spirit will not harm us? I shouldn't think so. I think you have to practice loving kindness before the devas will protect us, will protect you. Yu Meng Leong, Sadhu Sadhu from Malaysia. Thank you. Christine Koe, Tanajan, good day to you. May you be well, happy, long life, strong, without any sickness. Thank you. Enilam, Sadhu, Chi Chin Chuan. Some Buddhists believe to attend ritual and ceremony of Buddhism can help us eliminate our sins and get nearer to heaven. Is it true? No, the only way to get to heaven is to stop doing bad karma and only do only good karma, such as charity. Keep the precept, keep the 5 precepts, and practice charity. This will bring you to heaven. Bring your spirit to heaven, not your body. Bring your spiritual beings to heaven. Phoenix Lee, the Ajahn, in my mind's eye, I sometimes see my skeleton, and the skeleton of others. Is this right contemplation in Anjali? Thank you. Yes, to see the skeleton is considered to be seeing insight into the nature of the body. See, the body is not something solid. It's under the skin. There are so many things hidden by the skin. So when you see the skeleton, it means you are seeing the truth of the body. And you'll see that all bodies are the same. Your body and other people's body are the same. Everybody has a skeleton hidden beneath the skin. The problem is we don't see it all the time. So the goal is to enable your mind to see the skeleton under the skin all the time. Every time you see a body, whether it's your own body or other people's body, you should see the skeleton. That's the goal of vipassana, to see the truth of the body at all times. Then you can let go of your delusion, your attachment to beauty. You'll see that the body is not beautiful or good looking at all. Once you can see what's under the skin. Ronnie Teo, Sadhu, Sadhu. C.G. Lim, Sadhu, Sadhu to Ajahn for another wonderful Dhamma sharing. May Ajahn be well and happy always. Ajahn, if one laugh aloud and heartily at a funny incident, does that mean one has lost his or her mindfulness? Not necessarily, it depends. Some people lose their mindfulness when they do that, and some people can still maintain mindfulness while they are doing that also. So it depends. Corinne Kaur, good afternoon, Ajahn. Sadhu, Sadhu. Thank you. Shelly Stino, Sadhu, my Kalayana Mita. When taking that as meditation object, is it done using vipassana? And can you suggest what is the right focusing or discernment to do, please, Ajahn? Using that as meditation object has two benefits. One, it will get you into jhana. Second, it will give you vipassana knowledge, seeing the impermanent nature of the body. So using that meditation is, the benefit can be twofold, but your mind has to be a strong mind, because lots of people don't like to use death as the object of meditation. But if you can, it means you have a strong mind. And secondly, can you suggest what is the right focusing or discernment to do, please? The right focusing or discernment, if you focus on your body to calm your mind. If you use discernment, you have to discern the 3 characteristics of existence of the body, such as the body is impermanent, the body has no self, it's not yourself. The body is just work of nature made from the four elements. This is what you do with discernment. But when you focus to calm your mind, you just keep watching what your body is doing at all times. And when you sit down, then you focus on your breath, your in and out breath, to stop your mind, to make it become still, peaceful, and happy. You Meng Long, Ajahn, can someone who has right view has the possibility of possessing unwholesome intention? It depends on how much right view you have, whether you have 10% right view or 100% right view. If you have 100% right view, then you will not have any unwholesome intention. But if your right view is still only 50-50, then you can still have unwholesome intention. Following soon, why contemplate the 32 parts of the body, so that you can see the true nature of the body, what it really looks like under the skin, in order to get rid of your sexual desire. Because if you can see the rest of parts of the body hidden beneath the skin, then you'll find that there is no beauty in the body. As they say, beauty is only skin deep. Once you go under the skin, the beauty of the body will disappear, and will your sexual desire also will disappear also. Usli Alamsia. Question from Singaporean friend. When practice 8 precepts after midday, may we take water, chestnut drink, and sugar cane? It depends whether they are considered to be food or not. If they are not food, then they can be drank. I'm not sure about the chestnut drink, but sugar cane, yes, it is allowed. You can drink sugar cane drink. You can drink soft drinks such as Pepsi, Cola, coffee or tea with only sugar, no milk. Milk is considered to be food, so you cannot have coffee or tea with milk in it. So you have to define what you take, whether it is considered to be food or not. If it's not food, then you can have it. Handy box. Good day, Ajahn. Wonder if the mind is the knower. What is our mind? A feeling controlled by the mind. Thank you, Ajahn, for guidance. The mind is the knower, and within the knower there are 4 function or ability of the mind, called the Nama Kanda. There are feelings, Vedana, Sanya, perception, Sankhara, thinking, and Vijnana, awareness or consciousness of the sensual objects. These things, they work automatically, not under anybody's control. When consciousness become aware of sensual objects, then perception will then perceive what type of object it is, good or bad, or neutral. When it has realized what type of object it is, then feeling will happen. Good object will give you good feeling. Bad object will give you bad feeling. When you have feelings, then you have sankhara, or thinking about what to do with this object. Should you get it or should you discard it, for instance? So this is the working of the mind, within the mind. The mind is the knower, and the knower has these 4 function or ability, but it is not being controlled by the mind itself. It's being controlled, depend on either controlled by knowledge or ignorance. For most people, it's being controlled by ignorance. anicca avijja paccaya sankhara, sankhara paccaya vijnana. Ignorant control direct the thought then directs the consciousness. So this is how the mind works. Calling soon, the purposes of taking a precept to prevent you from sensual pleasure activity, like eating all the time. With the precept, you only allowed to eat until midday. After that, you have to stop, or prevent you from watching entertainment or going to entertainment venues, so that you will then be able to have time to meditate. The BT Namasagara Ajahn. Thank you, Ali Hassan. Good day, Tan Ajahn. Sorry for being late. Just came home from monastery, video and audio clear. Thank you. Sherry Stino, thank you very much, Ajahn. You are welcome. Chi Chin Chuan, dear Ajahn. When someone harmed me purposely, is it due to my karma? Should I let it be? It can be many reasons. Maybe it's not your karma. Maybe you just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yes, should I let it be? Yes, you should just let it go. Consider it's your bad luck to be there, to be harmed. Consider it's part of life. Everybody, once you are born, you are subjected to harm. You are subjected to pain, painful feelings sooner or later. And it can be caused by many things, by your karma, your action itself, or by the other factors like the weather. Falling soon, what is the function of perception in five aggregate? To perceive, to see what the objects that the mind come into contact with, whether it's good or bad or neutral, for instance. Prachan Kekwat. Good morning, Ajahn. I want to know which part of body, mind, Chitta exists. Well, they both exist, except that the body only exists temporarily. Sooner or later, the body will dissolve. But the mind remains permanent. The mind doesn't dissolve with the body. The mind continues to be the knower. Okay, your question, Chi Chin Chuan, is being blocked by Facebook. I could read it, but since they don't want me to read it, so I'm sorry I cannot read your question here. Chi Chin Chuan, regarding the body parts. Falling soon. Why in meditation we need to be aware of knowing in every moment. In order to stop your mind from thinking about other things, you have to focus on something all the time, such as your body, your mantra, or your breath. Then your mind will stop thinking, and your mind can then enter into samadhi. Rudy Pen, Ajahn, when someone dies, does rebirth takes place immediately? If you mean rebirth as a human being, it might take some time, but you will be reborn as devas or as ghosts right away, because your mind, once without the body, it will become devas or it could become preta. Depends on the karma that the mind has accumulated. If the mind has accumulated more good karma than bad, then the mind will be devas. If the mind accumulates more bad karma than good, then the mind will be ghost. Yeo Meng Leong, Tan Ajahn, what is the sound of one hand clapping? Do it. What? I'm not sure what your question is. The sound, one hand clapping. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. You cannot make any sound with clapping with one hand. That's the point. It refers to when you argue with someone. If you don't argue, then there will be no problem. See, but when you start to argue back and forth, then you can have problem. If you don't want to have any problem, then don't argue. Just keep quiet. Let the other side say whatever they want to say. You just remain quiet. Don't react. Then eventually things will then subside and pass away. But if you react, it's like clapping with two hands. Then you make sound. If you quarrel and you react, then you are creating problems for yourself and the other people. Liberty, Ajahn, Cup, humans are prone to political correctness and must will side towards the majority preference. What if the majority are wrong and supporting evil leaders? Then you don't have to follow them, that's all. You follow the Dhamma. You follow the truth. If the truth says it is wrong, then you don't follow. Now if it's politically correct to kill, then this is wrong. You don't follow that political correctness. You don't kill regardless of whatever people think. IE, Namaskar Ajahn, Sadhu. Antonio Silva. Long Paul, how we can be mindful when we are working and dealing with many people talking, doing things in profession like teachers, doctors. You can be mindful 50% by focusing on what you do, but you will not be mindful 100% because 100% mindfulness means you are watching what you do and at the same time you're not thinking at all. But if you're watching what you do and you still think, then you get about 50% mindfulness. If you want 100% mindfulness, then you have to do it when you're not working, when you are alone by yourself. Pashan Kekwat. Ajahn, how can we break chain of Paticca? Second question, can we take other objects from 40 Kammatthana for meditation? I'll answer the second question first. You can use other Kammatthana for your meditation. There are 40 such subjects you can choose. This is the one that you find effective for you, then you can use that one. If you find mantra is not effective, then maybe you can use the breath, for instance. How can we break the chain of Paticca? By practicing bhavana, practicing meditation and vipassana. Then you will be able to break the chain of Paticca. You will destroy the ignorance that direct this chain of samudaya and also stop the cravings. If you can practice vipassana and samatha bhavana. Why Sambhu Sadhu Sadhu Chi Chin Chuan. This is the Hungry Ghost month. Is it same as Thai Buddhist culture? I think so. That in Thailand we have Ghost month, Hungry Ghost month, but they differ from region to region. The Northeast has 1 month, and the central part of Thailand has another month, and I think maybe down south has another month. I'm not sure. So it varies from region to region. So Ante Sadhu Sadhu. Swiss bliss. Ajahn, in Deva world, can one continue his journey toward Nibbana? Thank you. Yes, if one has already attained the first level of enlightenment, which is Sotapanna. Once you have reached Sotapanna, you have the guiding light of the Dhamma pushing you toward full enlightenment, toward Nibbana. But if you're not, then your mind can still be going back and forth, going round and round. It doesn't know the direction toward Nibbana. But once you have reached the first level of enlightenment, the mind knows exactly where to go, which is Nibbana. See, the word Sotapanna means a stream enterer, one who has entered into the stream of Nibbana. Once you enter the stream, then you will be going toward Nibbana only, not anywhere else. Pauline soon, can I meditate by observing the mind? No, you should use observing your breath if you want to calm your mind. By observing the mind can still keep thinking and it will not enter into jhana. So you need to focus on the mantra or on the breath. Sandilim Satu Satu. Ayi Tanajan, what is the relationship between Buddhang Dhammang Sanghang Saranang Gacchami with Attahi Attano Nato? These are two refuges that support or help each other really. The first one, the Buddha Dhamma Sangha Saranang Gacchami, means the Buddha as your teacher, the Dhamma and Sangha are your teacher. But Attahi Attano Nato means you have to practice the teaching yourself. The Buddha cannot practice for you. But you need to have the teaching of the Buddha to tell you what to practice. Once you have learned what to practice, such as dana, sila, bhavana, then you need Attahi Attano Nato. You have to practice it yourself. You have to practice dana, you have to practice sila, then you have to practice bhavana. So these two functions, they work together, they go together. The Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha act as your teacher. Attahi Attano Nato acts as the one who will push you toward the goal of enlightenment. So you have to practice it. The Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha cannot do the practice for you. You have to use Attahi Attano Nato to do the practice. Antonio Silva, thank you, Ajahn. You're welcome. Yui Meng Leong, Tan Ajahn, why are rites and ritual practice in Buddhism? It's because people want to see something tangible. See, in Buddhism, the real Dhamma is not physical, so you cannot actually see it. You have to understand it or observe it within your mind. But for most people, they don't have the ability to see the intangible thing. So that's why some ritual are used to to demonstrate the Dhamma. Like when you want to dedicate your marriage to the departed, you use water as a demonstrator. The water is supposed to refer to your merit, that you are passing from your mind to another mind by pouring the water from one container to another container. So this is ritual, but sometimes people don't understand what merit is, so they have to use something physical to demonstrate. And the water is supposed to represent the merits that you have done from your charity. Terence T.H. Lee, Hi Tanajan. If one suffers from depression, is it better to get treated by a doctor rather than continue to maintain mindfulness? If we continue to maintain mindfulness despite having depression, does it do harm to the mind? Thanks. No, mindfulness will prevent you from having depression. So this is the only way to cure your depression correctly. If you go to a doctor, then you'll be described some medicine which somehow will affect your body. And by affecting your body, it also can affect the mind to calm the mind down temporarily. But this does not serve the long-term problem. To serve it long-term, you have to use mindfulness and wisdom. Mindfulness doesn't harm the mind. Mindfulness is always beneficial to the mind. You can practice as much mindfulness as you can, as you like. It will not hurt the mind at all. It will keep the mind light-hearted, peaceful, happy. Falling soon is it ghost month exists. It's something people set it up, but there's no such thing as ghost month. Yeah. It's just people think that this is the month we should do something for the ghost. So we call it ghost month. That's all. Sunny Lim, thanks so much, Ajahn, for the Dhamma. Stay safe. You're welcome. We have another comment which is being blocked by Facebook, Chitta Sati. So I have to pass this comment. I don't want to have any problem with Facebook. So you have to resubmit your question. Ayi, thank you, Ajahn. Well, I was reading your question, Chitta Sati. Good day, Ajahn. Bow in full respect. This is Ming from Dubai. I read your book 2 years ago. So excited to be here for the very first time. I love meditation and would like to learn Theravada. If I want to take refuge and be Ajahn lay disciple, how should I plead Ajahn for my humble request? There's no need to do any pleading. You just practice it. If you want to take the Buddha as your refuge, then you just study the teaching of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Then you are considered to be taking the refuge of the Buddha from the Triple Gem. So there's no need to have any ritual. Just do it. It is what you do that counts. It's not what you say. Please pardon me if I make no rude request. My only life goal is to end this reincarnation. Thank you, Ajahn. Okay, I hope I answered your question. No need to plead, to say anything. Just do it. If you want to take the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha as your refuge, you just study the teaching. If you want to be my disciple, just study my teaching. Then you are considered to be my student or disciple. Ayi, thank you, Ajahn. You're welcome. Swiss bliss. Ajahn, my mind always goes here and there when I try to be mindful. Does it because I have not practiced Dhamma in previous birth? I am from Switzerland. Yes, you hadn't practiced any mindfulness or have very little mindfulness. So you have to be patient when you start practicing mindfulness. You cannot stop your thought right away. But just keep doing it. Be mindful of your body movement. Keep watching your body activity. Don't let your mind think at the same time about other things. Just focus on what you do only. Then eventually your thought will stop running around. I Namaskarท่านอาจารย์ Chi Chin Chuan, thank you Ajahn for today's teaching. Sadhu Sadhu. You're welcome. Hanny Bok, what's the meaning of Chaka? Chaka is something in Mahayana, I think. Theravada has nothing to do with Chaka. Yo Meng Leong, Tanajan, is it that which perceive is the knowing mind? Like I said, the mind has 4 functions or ability. It can perceive, it can feel, it can think, and it can be conscious, aware of the sensual objects. It's all contained within the mind itself. Hani Bab, we are so blessed to have Ajahn teaching. Thank you for your guidance and patience. You're welcome. Champa Yamchen, good afternoon, Ajahn. Is wanting quietness all the time and attachment? No, it is Dhamma, because quietness is beneficial to the mind, doesn't hurt the mind. But by just merely wanting and not practicing, this can be delusion, this can be defilement. But once you want to have quietness and you practice meditation, live in seclusion, then this is considered to be Dhamma, not attachment. It's considered to be a cure of your restlessness and agitation. Sulan Ui, dear Ajahn, hope you are well. May I ask, what is Ajah's view on what is considered success? What is the right attitude we should hold towards success or failure? Sadhu. Success in Buddhism is to become enlightened. If you don't become enlightened, it means you haven't yet reached any success. Success in the way of the world is not considered success in Buddhism, because these successes are temporary, like success in your work, your married life. This is just temporary. Sooner or later, it will then come to an end. But success that is truly lasting is success in meditation, success in enlightenment. Enilam Sadhu Sadhu. Sochi Chim Sadhu. Liberty Lee. Tanajan, I have been working and traveling around many countries alone and sleep in hotels alone, and never ever see or feel any ghosts mentioned by silly stories. I really don't like how people spread ghost stories to create fear among society. Sadhu. It's people's own perception. They see things in their mind when there's actually nothing to see. So if your mind is mindful and calm, then you usually don't see anything. Yu Meng Leong, Tanajan, how does one attain realization by just watching nature? By understanding that everything is a work of nature. Your body, your mind, everything is a work of nature. And you have to eliminate the self, because there's no self in nature. Then you can become enlightened. When you see that there's no self in anything, not in your body, not in your mind, everything is part of nature, then you can become enlightened. Champa Yamchen, thank you for your answer. You're welcome. Philip Yo, what is our main purpose of life? Is it to find the truth and attain Nibbana? That's right. To seek enlightenment and to reach Nibbana. That's the true goal of life. Other goals are just temporary goals, and they cannot solve your suffering, your mental suffering. The only way is to become enlightened and reach Nibbana. Then all of your mental suffering will be forever disappear. Esther, okay, Sadhu, Sadhu. We have another about 4 minutes left. You can still submit your question in if you like. Today we have continuous answers and comment, question and comment without having any break until the last 4 minutes. That's quite amazing. Bilim, thank you, Ajahn. You're welcome. Sulan Ui, dear Ajahn, how do you become fearless? Sadhu, by practicing mindfulness. When you are mindful and your mind becomes calm, then the fear will disappear. Practice mindfulness and meditation. When you reach jhana, your mind will be completely without fear, temporarily. Then you know that fear just comes from your mind itself. There's nothing to be afraid of. Only the fear itself. Once you have stopped the fear, then you have no fear left. Swiss bliss, Ajahn, thus the citta of an arahant has thoughts or completely empty. They have same thing like an ordinary unenlightened person. They still have the four khandhas. They still have feeling, perception, thoughts, and awareness of the sensual objects. The only difference is that they have no defilement in the mind, no greed, no hate, no delusion. Bilim, thank you, Ajahn, for your teaching. Bruce Lee, dear Ajahn, thank you very much for today's Q&A. Please have a good rest. William Chuck, good afternoon, Ajahn. Greetings from Singapore. Andy Box, if one go on hunger strike and let the body cut off naturally, is it considered a sin? You're just hurting the body unnecessarily. But if you go if you fast and to speed your practice, then this is considered to be good practice, beneficial. But if you just merely stop eating and then let the body die, then it is useless. It's just considered useless. It doesn't consider to be a sin, but it's just a useless practice. You're not gaining any benefits. You should fast to help you to assist in your meditation practice, because sometimes when you eat too much, you become lazy and sleepy. But when you fast, then you won't be lazy or sleepy. Then this will help you to meditate better. Then this is considered to be beneficial. But if you just merely fast and not doing anything, then it's just useless. Falling soon, every time sitting, this mind always stay to the calmness of breath. It's right way, yes, just stay with the breath. How shall we strike a balance between practice and work life and family? It depends on how much you want to devote your time for. If you want to devote more time for practice, then you do more practice. It depends on what you want. If you want to practice more, then you have less time for your work life and family. If you want to have more time for your work life and family, then you will have less time for your practice, because you only have 24 hours a day. So you have to make up your mind or set up schedule as to what you want to do. Will make Ajahn, instead of being enlightened and Nibbana, can one attain liberation in Maitri Buddha in the court? There's no such thing as the Maitreya Buddhists in the court, Buddhas in the court. It's just something people imagine to be so, that's all. Pauline soon, how is the enter jhana look like? It's like having won a lottery. You feel happy, peaceful. My Celestino, my mudita always give you the real happiness of the Dhamma for your time, Ajahn. Swiss bliss, thank you, Ajahn. Sadhu, sadhu. You have to stop sending in your question, okay? Because we just run out of time now. But I'll continue reading your comment and question. Vandami Tanajan, thank you very much for your teaching. Now I have been using your teaching on Dhamma as my base and foundation. Whenever I go and listen to Dhamma, what you teach put a strong foundation and put a right view for me on Dhamma. Right now I have been joining an evening meditation and chanting afterward at the temple here in Medan with monks who are staying for 3 months rain retreat. It's good chanting session to make med and practice mindfulness for 2 hours straight every day after working from 8 to 5. I will be mostly off of your Zoom meeting for a while, Thanajan, but I would still watch again all your video. Okay, no problem. Pasana, Sadhu, Nanapat, Sadhu, William Chop, Ajahn, when one becomes aware of the breath and enjoy the flow, is it attachment? No. It's just experiencing good things, that's all. Adeline Chin, Sadhu, Sadhu. Fanny Ong, thank you, Thanajan. Falling soon, when sitting meditate, I will let the whole body let go, apparently very sharp, very soft. Good. Kwan Patum Napa, thank you very much. You're welcome. Yu Meng Leung, thank you, Thanajan, for beneficial and insightful Dhamma sharing. Sadhu, sadhu. You're welcome. Pauline soon, thank you very much, Ajahn. Liberty, thank you. Thanajan, do you know about Vihara Buddha Gautama Theravada in Malaysia? No, I don't. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you very much for last one. Kenneth Tanki Vok, Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much for your participation in this meeting. I hope you can benefit from this meeting and use it to help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all again at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.